rising, and welcome to Monday Morning Mindfulness as we continue the celebration of Black excellence, celebrating 100 years. It's no longer Black History Month, it is Black History, period, and her story. And her story includes the female solution. So join us, share this video, like this video, and subscribe on our YouTube channel, Higher Learning TV Show. And let's connect with who the female solution is.
Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the female solution.
Canaglobe, that is an organization that we have joined in order to raise funding for our projects, the homeless project where we help feed the unhoused, also for our teen talent contest. And they say, Zelda, you selling cannabis? No, we're not selling cannabis. If that's what you want, that's what you do. But I'm a senior. I have aches and pains. I don't know about you. So I got me some watermelon gummies and I got some shrooms. I don't have them problems anymore, and it just makes my whole workload a whole lot easier. Because we sit in chairs all day, we're not moving, and it is that lack of movement that causes more anxiety and inflammation in our joints, and like our knees and hips and stuff like that. Anyway, I said all that to say this: if you would like to get more information on how to be a big part of that, you can always text me at 312-383-9749. And you can also go to our Shift store. It's shift.store/Higher Learning Network. Some of you, and I'm learning that it's just not older people who have issues with movement and mobility. I had no idea 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds. You expect 40 and 50, but not 20 and 30. Telling me your legs hurt, child. Please, you better go get you some of that leg balm, some of that balm to rub on them knees and all that other good stuff. And when Reverend Dr. Lawrence Lenoir joins us, we'll talk a little bit more about it. But not right now. I want to remind you that today's show is sponsored by iTex. If you are a business owner or an entrepreneur and you have products or services to sell and you are paying cash, you throwing money away. Want to see how?
If you're like most small businesses, despite your hard work and rave reviews, you struggle to find new customers or ways to grow your business. Accessing goods and services at the right price is also a challenge. But it doesn't have to be that way. Meet iTex, the small business trading community. As the largest barter network in the country, we help businesses like yours find new customers and grow their bottom line. And find advertising directed towards local families, which he pays for with, you guessed it. When you join iTex, you get access to valuable products and services in hundreds of categories, and we help you along the way with advertising, multiple directory listings, email blasts, trade director assistance, our convenient 24/7 iTex mobile app, and online access on itex.com today by visiting our website or email info@itex.com.
And you can also go to chicago.itex.com and get $100 immediately to go shopping. How can I do that, Zelda? You simply mention the code name, which is Zelda, Zelda, and you can get $100 to go shopping. Anything that you need for your business, you can get it right there at itex.com. Be sure and tell Karen Kelly that Zelda sent you. Okay? Well, she'll know that because you can't get the $100 if you don't use that. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us this morning. It is a day to remember. And we are reminded that the Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. is responsible for most of what we are experiencing on the good side here in the US of A. So today we're talking about The Reverend Jesse Jackson, for those who have been living under a brick somewhere, he has made his transition, and he reminds us that even in his transition, he is still teaching us. And we're going to get into that shortly. But right now, let me give you the word of the day, baby, because it's all about the word of the day. And the word comes from my brother, excuse me, Mike House, who is the publisher of this, and he sends it out every morning, and I'm sharing it with you. And we're talking about love since it's the month of February. And it says, love leads me home. You know what? I know you my antenna to keep the crazy folks away from me. Well, they're not here this morning, so I'm gonna tuck you in so you don't have to warn me. Okay. Love leads me home with this little bitty writing. Love is our compass. Love is our compass, pointing us back home to ourselves. Ooh, I love this. Say that again, girl. Love is our compass, pointing us back home to ourselves. It is the pointer when we become lost. Steady in all our storms of confusion and pain, love remains consistently by our side to guide us home. Yes, love can guide us to our physical home, but today we are talking about going back to our inner home, which is peaceful and is a peaceful being. When our lives get out of alignment, love steps in and directs us to divine order, my beloved. When we lose our way, love leads us back home. I trust love to lead me home. When I feel lost, I get still and quiet. I turn inward and wait for the voice of peace that whispers beyond the noise. I surrender the confusion and pain. I fall into love's arms and it steadies me, reminding me I am not lost. I listen and follow love's direction back home where I belong. Thank you, love, in me, through me, as me, and around me. Through the Christ within, and so it is. Let the morning bring me word of your unfailing love, for I have put my trust in you. Show me the way I should go. For you, I entrust my life. And that's Psalms 143 and 8. And that is your Monday morning mindfulness. And now it is time for the ancestors salute, where we de stress with breath because our breathing is what will save us in times of chaos and confusion. Baby, let me tell you, because it will rock your world if you let it. Alrighty, so you know what it means, right? Excuse me. It's time for Monday morning mindfulness meditation. Yeah, it's time to get centered. And before we get centered, we always like to give thanks to the ancestors for being here with us so that we can de stress with our breath. And we always give love to the ancestors. Remember the dirt? Yeah, I ain't changed the boat yet. Oh well. That's the dirt. Short from it. Back to it. And just like us, our ancestors get lost. Our ancestors get lost. We get lost. So this morning, in the ancestors, a little water. Everybody like a little aqua, right? A little dirt. A little earth for the ancestors. I call on you. I give thanks, Grandma, Grandpa, Mama, Daddy, all of y'all, cousins, uncles, all of y'all who made it possible, and the Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. who made it possible for us all. Reverend Jesse Jackson is now with the ancestors, smiling on us this morning. Yeah, baby, y'all got work to do. And you're going to continue the work of Monday morning mindfulness. And so it is. And as we continue the process of the ancestors salute, we are reminded that we should always connect with them before we leave the house. Sit down and have a conversation. Grandma, what should I do today? You know I got that issue. Well, baby, let me tell you about your issue. Just get you some little oil, some essential oil. Today we're using lemongrass. What's it for? A whole lot of things. But I ain't going to tell you. Look it up for yourself because I don't want you to believe nothing I say. Okay? Nothing. Just one drop because it's potent. It's potent, y'all. It's potent. Take you on up out here. Take you on up out of here. Bam. Rub it. Oh, yeah. Then we're just going to take a little bit here. Oh, yeah. Focus on every day so we can begin the process of loving on ourselves through our breath. And as we breathe out, and from time to time, you're going to hear this little sound right here. And that is a reminder from you to get out of here, your head, now your to-do list today, and get to your heart. Wherein lies all the answers. So let us begin. Inhale deeply. Raise those arms in the air. And clap on down that arm, especially right here. As you're waking up the blood that's been stagnant in your body all night because you've been sleeping. Grab that little fat meat right there. Okay, how scared of you are? You got something. Grab it. Love it. Come on across the chest. Go to the other side. Grab that meat over there. Give it some love. Girl, yeah, you feel good this morning. Oh, yeah. Lymphatic drainage, y'all. That's what it's called. Yep. Oh, are you breathing? Okay, let's take a deep breath. And exhale. Once more, inhale to the mouth, the nose. And exhale, giving thanks for all of our body parts. Doesn't matter if they hurt or not, you still feel the pain. It's time to do something with that pain. Send that pain love, light, and energy as we inhale. Give thanks that the pain came to our bodies to remind us to move and pat and even do some tapping, which we don't have time to do this show. That is what we're talking about. Inhale deeply. And exhale. Sending more love, light, and energy down through the rest of the body. Pat those hips. Back, pat. Yep, pat into that back. Pat the hips, pat the sides, pat the thighs, the knees, and legs. Run in place. Inhale deeply. And let's inhale, faith. And exhale. Inhale, trust. And exhale anything less than dishonesty. Inhale, love. And exhale. We give thanks that we are always at the right place, at the right time. Right. One more. Bring those arms up and bring them down. Take one long, last deep inhale deeply. Exhale, bring your head down, chin to chest, and slowly rotate that head around to the left. Slowly bring it around to the back, and around to the right, and back to the front. Head up, inhale deeply. Hold it. And bring your head down, chin to chest, and rotate that head to the right, around to the back, and around to the side. Back around to the front, head up, inhale deeply. And as you look to the left, feel the stretch on the right side of your neck. That feels good. And blow it out. Inhale deeply. Looking to the right as far as you possibly Now, stretch the right side of your hip. Yeah. I didn't bring your head. That feels good. Rotate those shoulders backwards, forwards, forwards and backwards. Let your body know you love it, because you got work to do. That's Senior told you got work to do. And thank you for de-stressing with your breath this morning. And when you send out that text to someone with information on the today's show, be sure and hashtag Monday Morning Mindfulness. Thank you for sharing. And thank you. As we are going to go to our first commercial break. And let me remind you that if you are a business owner or you would like to have your information here on the Female Solution, guess what? It's all possible. All you have to do is contact Naima Latif. And this is the deal. If you'd like to have your business promoted on the Female Solution radio show over 20 times a week, inbox naima.thefemalesolution@gmail.com, or just simply go to thefemalesolution.com/advertising. And you can see all the rates there. You can see everything you need that there is for you to advertise. Okay, and we'll be right back.
Is Monday morning a struggle to get out of bed into the swing of things? Well, don't worry, you are not alone. Join us for thought-provoking, stimulating, and mindful conversations on higher learning with Zelda Speaks for your Monday morning mindfulness sessions on Blog Talk Radio, The Female Solution, Mondays, 7 until 9 a.m. Be sure and send your ideas, thoughts, comments, and suggestions. Also, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, visit zeldaspeaks.com and send us your info. We'd love to have you. Experience mindfulness moments with the mindfulness/stress relief coach, Zelda Speaks. And thanks for sharing the mindfulness moment tip of the day. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, and stay tuned to your next session of mindfulness on higher learning with Zelda Speaks. Make it a mindful day. And thanks for listening.
Watching the Betty Shabazz podcast training on the Higher Learning Network. Yeah.
Betty Shabazz International Charter School are fantastic students. They are simply 100% excellent. You talk about Black excellence. They are little ones, and they already know. Now let's go to the big ones, because I have a brother who is a phenomenal young man, and he's been here on the platform before, but he has such a wealth of information on the history of the Reverend Dr. Jesse Lewis Jackson. Let us bring to the stage our very own, the Reverend Dr. Pastor Dr. Lawrence Lenoir. Grand rising, my brother. Thank you so much.
Amen. Rich rising, rich rising.
Rich rising, green rising, all that rising.
All of it.
We here. We here. We here.
That's the
We here. We here. We here. That's all that matters, because somebody didn't wake up this morning.
That's right.
Somebody didn't wake up. And for all of those who did wake up, you owe it to yourself and to the community to share this message. And I want to pull this message up so you can see what this lovely sister had to say about her daughter. About her daddy.
You must remember that he was first a seminarian. He turned down an opportunity to be a law student at Duke University Law School. And he came here and became a seminarian. And Dr. King saw something special in him because he was organizing with Reverend James Bethel. And he said, I see something special in you. So a semester before he got his master's in divinity, which he ultimately finished, he went on to work for Dr. King. So he had a godly calling. but he had an assignment from Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, which he never wavered from throughout his life. There is no one who's been more faithful to the mission of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King than Reverend Jesse Lewis Jackson Sr.
Amen. Say that.
Amen. Amen.
Nobody no more dedicated. Now there's a lot of haters out there, but we're
Yeah.
not gonna talk about them.
Amen. Amen. You know, one of the key things that our sister Sunita said was for people not to forget that initially his foundation was in ministry. And when we look at Operation Push and Operation Breadbasket, we can see that. When we look at people united to save humanity, not to save people with melanin
Mm-hmm.
or otherwise known as Black people,
Mm-hmm.
but to save humanity. That comes from a foundation in God. And that's the key right there. You know, as man continues to mistreat man,
Mm-hmm.
we do it because of not only our ethnicity, we do it because of our height, our width, our financial status, whether you live on a hill or in the valley, your education level. We mistreat each other on a
Ooh.
different basis. However, we have basic rights as humans that we need to fight for everyone. And this is what Reverend Dr. Jesse Jackson did. And a lot of people, even people that are close to me, said, well, I've heard some things about him, about this and that, but see, they weren't around. These are people in their 40s. They weren't around
Mm.
back then, before and after.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Everybody from that era, I'm 68, so everyone from that era has a Jesse Jackson story. People older than us have a Dr. Martin Luther King story.
Say that.
And I remember volunteering as a young man with Operation Breadbasket on 79th and Halsted up over the Capitol Theater on the second floor.
Come on now.
I remember that working in the office with Reverend Willie Barrow and attorney Thomas Todd,
Mm.
taking phone calls when people found garden snakes in their greens off of 71st and State in the vegetable market. I remember all of those calls from people who had slum landlords who didn't want to give them appropriate heat. Like I said, everybody has a story about working with or around Dr. Jesse Jackson, Reverend Dr. Jesse Jackson. However, one of the most important things that he did was to change the economic, the education, and the housing impact in our communities. You know, Jesse Jackson used to say, you respect our dollars, you're going to respect us. We had companies like Jules, Ford, General Motors, Coca-Cola, that would not hire us in executive or managerial positions. They didn't hire a lot of us anyway. And when they did, a lot of times these companies had us working in janitorial or labor positions. But after Reverend Jackson got involved through boycotts, through economic pressure and
Yes, sir.
negotiations, he forced these corporations to hire and promote people of our ethnicity as workers. They were now put in professional and management positions. If you are Black and have a business, you owe it partially to Reverend Dr. Jesse Jackson.
Amen.
If you have a job and you're making more than minimum wage, you owe it to partially to him. He
Say that.
picked up the banner after Martin Luther King was assassinated that a lot of our leaders didn't want to pick up because they didn't want to be next on the hit list.
You
But
know it.
he picked it up, and he not only fought for our people, but for all people, from going from 79th and Halsted on the second floor up over the Capitol Theater to running for president to fighting to free people in other countries from the injustices that they face.
Say that.
Many people that fought for this country, especially that young man that was in the Navy, the United States didn't go to bat for him to get him released from that country. Dr. Jackson went over there and fought in place of our government. So we have to give kudos to him. Before Dr. Jackson came and stepped into a leadership role in the late 60s and the 80s, before Operation Breadbasket and Push, Black unemployment was twice as high as white unemployment, and many Black workers were limited to low wages and unskilled jobs, domestic work, and other labor. A lot of major corporations, they had factories and businesses, like I said, in our community, but they wouldn't hire us as managers or executives or professionals. When it came to hiring discrimination, it was widespread in America, and it was accepted by Black and white.
It was
But
a way of
that's
life.
just the way it was,
Right.
or it was ignored. But after Operation Breadbasket and Push got involved and started uplifting our people, improving the quality of life, of Black life in America, things changed.
Yes.
Thousands of people got
Yes.
hired in corporate and professional management positions. And also, Black businesses started springing up. We remember when 63rd Street from Cottage Grove all up and down 63rd, there was nothing but Black businesses over there. We remember all of this if you're of a certain age. There was an explosion, you know. So we have to understand, those of us who were around back then, a lot of younger people, they look at negative things. Well, let me tell you, they have found negative things about Jesus. For those of you who
Come
are,
on now.
they found negative things about Elijah Muhammad. They found negative things about people that are involved in Buddhism. People who are Catholic, there are people who will speak negative things about the Mother Mary. There's people who gonna speak negative things about your mama. People
Okay.
gonna always come up with something negative to
About
speak.
you.
Exactly, but we have to look at the positive impact that one person had on our life. And guess what? He will never meet a lot of our children and grandchildren that he changed the course of their life. Young people can get scholarships and internships because Jesse Jackson fought and negotiated with these
Yes,
universities
he
and,
did.
and foundations and education boards in this country.
Yes,
So
he
we
did.
have to give him the credit due. We can't just honor him in name, we have to honor him in our action.
Thank
Now, is he the only one ever in this country, Black, white, Mexican, it don't make a difference, that have had an impact on our society? No, he's not. But he's the one that had the heaviest impact, especially on Black people. And I would tell you this, especially in Chicago.
you.
Anybody in Chicago, I don't care how old you are, if you're 35, you should go research the impact that he had. You should research how many jobs black people had and what kind of jobs they had in 1960, and then compare that to 1980. You should look up the housing, the areas that we were confined to between 35th and like 55th or 47th, up in that area around Cottage Grove, the slum buildings that were over there that the city wasn't doing nothing about. No shade on the city, but that's the way things were then. He stepped up and said there's going to be a change. Chicago was one of the most segregated and racist cities in this country.
Yes, sir.
You step on the other side of a viaduct, the people over there will chase you back, regardless of whether they were Italian, whether they were black, whether they were Hispanic. It didn't make a difference. Those viaducts were lines drawn in the sand for segregation. But things changed because of men like Reverend Dr. Jesse Jackson. So forget the fact of anything that you might hear that is degrading. Forget that. Because, like I said, there's always going to be something that they're going to throw out to try to distract you from the truth that this man, we can say this black man, but I'm going to say this man changed the life of this man right here.
Okay. Okay.
Because I am who I am. Everything I've done, from giving job fairs to television shows and radio shows and working with politicians and pastors and even in my own family, the fact that I cultivate my life concerning my education and my finances came because one day I decided when I was in 7th grade to volunteer at Operation Breadbasket.
Okay, now.
And that was because of him. So when you walk to the store, the fact that I'm not out there waiting to snatch your purse, thank Dr. Jackson. Thank Dr. Jackson. My children who are beautiful, all 4 of them, and my 10 grandchildren have the life that they have and make the decisions they make because of Dr. Jackson, because of the image that he was. I didn't sit under him in his office and receive tutelage. I watched his move. I watched how he moved. And that's one of the important factors that changed my life. And if it hasn't changed your life, you haven't looked close enough yet.
All right, now you have not looked close enough, and you may not be doing the work.
That's
that
right.
You have put here. You have been put here on this assignment.
That's
Now,
right.
when we come back from our first break, I want you to pull up the blog Tumblr.com, Higher Learning TV Show, and you'll see this HLN Daily News, and we're going to discuss that when we come back. And we'd also like to see what you have to say, so feel free to comment. We'll be right back. Stress, especially as it relates to worry. I was once a worried about everything, and I finally figured it out with some training periods, and I've learned how not to worry. And you can learn how not to worry too. Monday morning mindfulness with my guest, Reverend Dr. Lawrence Lenore, and we are discussing, continuing the celebration of
Yes.
100 years of Black excellence. And our Reverend Dr. Jesse Lewis Jackson has made his transition, and we are celebrating the life and the works that he did. And the show on last week, that's the show from Reverend Jackson still teaching us. But I want to scroll down to the part in case you missed Keep Hope Alive Saturday, February 21st. You can always go to our blog and get there's the information for all of his scheduled services. They have been changed, so be sure and pay attention to this, where he will lie in state on Thursday, February 26th at the Rainbow Push Coalition, 950 East 50th Street, right here in Chicago. And Friday, February 27th, he'll be lying in state as well. It's all the information that you need there through March 7th. And there's a celebration in DC and North Carolina where he was born as well. Just scroll on down. There's lots of good information. There's Chinta's show from Friday on the Female Solution. But I want to scroll down to this part right here where it talks about he talks about the homeless challenge continues. Yes, it does. As a matter of fact, when he was going to at the annual Dr. Martin Luther King breakfast, when he was going to the Cook County jails to help people, he was doing this long before anybody else was even thinking about it. He was thinking about our sisters and brothers who are out there living on the street. Now, this is our YouTube page, Higher Learning TV Show. And if you scroll down, I am honored to say that we have been doing work in this, well, maybe not at the jail, but definitely on the street. And there's a lot of footage here. You can look through that and go through that on your own. Here's Tony doing some deliveries here.
There he is. Okay, Michael, give us a minute. We're coming. Give us a minute. Tony will be right there with a meal for you.
Where you at?
He must have been asleep. Yeah, he was probably asleep. So we should not have to serve a man who has served this country
That's right.
on the ground.
That's right.
He should not, I repeat, he should not be living on the ground in a tent. It's cold in Chicago.
Right.
And if you don't have the heart to go out there and do the work that we're doing and do the work that the Reverend Dr. Jesse Lewis Jackson did, feel free to scan that code in your upper left-hand corner and send a donation to the higherlearningnetwork.org, which is tax deductible. And a lot of people don't know that. I'm sorry, you wanted to say something?
One of the things, as a retired veteran myself, one of the things that I realized,
She said there's 3 of them.
because young men at 18, regardless of the reason why they go in the military, they sign their life away.
Sure did.
They sign a piece of paper that says, hey, government, I'm ready. If I die, I die. But I'm going into the military to protect the American way of life so that my mama and my little brother or sister and my daddy can go to McDonald's and it's not going to blow up. That there's not going to be no tanks rolling down Lakeshore Drive, Sheridan, Argyle, Halsted, Peoria, and blowing up houses. I'm going so we can live the American dream and live comfortable.
Amen.
And then when they come back home, there's no way on God's green earth that least of all people. Now, there are a lot of people that should never be homeless. I don't think anybody should be homeless, but
Amen.
definitely not a veteran. Why is he out there, not on drugs, not a criminal? People slip between the cracks sometimes because things happen. Maybe they lost a loved one and they never could recover. Maybe their job downsized and they had a problem getting another job. It could be a host of reasons. But instead of us trying to figure out why they're like that, we should be looking at the fact that we sit back with our remote control, looking at TV, turning our thermostat up and down, touching our car dashboard and starting our car. deciding which one of our 10 coats we want to put on today. And here's somebody who is laying on the concrete cold, and we say that's his problem. I
Hmm.
say, there before the grace of God go I. Because if I was out there, I would want someone to show me some love. And this is why I'm grateful that you came up with the program that each church could adopt two homeless people or a homeless family. And that don't mean that they move into the church or move into any of the parishioners' home, but check in with them. Pick them up for service on Sunday or Bible study on Wednesday. Check in with them and make sure they're okay. Find out what their future plans are, how you can help them get on their feet. This is what I'm saying. While, being a pastor, I know we sit in church on Sunday and hoop and holler and all that. But here there are people out there when it's 40 below wind chill factor cold, and we're not thinking about them.
Uh-uh.
And that's sad. So this is why I'm grateful to be part of the Higher Learning Network that reach out. And like you said, you and Tony cook food in your own house. You don't go to the Salvation Army and ask for styrofoam plates. There's nothing wrong with that. But you all cook it in your own home. And you all have a beautiful home. You never have to leave the house where y'all live at to get a beautiful home. However, you do it and go out there in the elements, under lower whacker, in the parks, feeding people, giving them clothing, checking on them, building a personal relationship with them, getting them wheelchairs, electric wheelchairs. And you're not getting it because you're getting $1 million grant. You working on donations and out of your own pocket. So that's why it's so important. Everybody is not going to feel comfortable approaching a homeless person because there are homeless families out there.
Yes,
There
there
are
are.
homeless children that
Yes,
that,
there
that
are.
having 6 years old, 2 years.
Homeless babies out there.
There are babies that are out
Girl
there.
had a baby.
We have to recognize that if it's not my thing, it ain't my thing. I'm not comfortable taking even a sandwich to a homeless person. Well, guess what? You could donate some money. I don't care if it's $5, $10. They can donate by hitting that QR code because you got the people right there. You might not be comfortable going to fight, but people like me and other veterans, we were comfortable going out there and getting involved in some of these conflicts that we had nothing to do with. Didn't benefit us one way or another, but we did it. Okay, but it wasn't for you to do. We did it for you. So now the Higher Learning Network, along with a lot of NPOs, nonprofits, are out here helping the unhoused because you don't want to go face them, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But your money don't make a difference if it never leaves your pocket. You just holding on to it so you could go to Walmart, so you can go to Portillo's, so you
Okay.
can go to Macy's, so you can go to see whoever you want to see in concert. And it's not your fault that these people are unhoused. It's definitely not your fault, but you can be part of the solution.
Yes, you can.
Whatever you can donate can be part of the solution. Donating clothes is fine, but you got to think about it. These are homeless people. They living in a tent. Some of them living under 2 or 3 cardboard boxes. What are they going to do with 5 coats? What are they going to do with 10 pair of pants? You
Where they
constantly
gonna put
wear
them?
clothes. And when the city said you got to go, you got to go.
They don't give you time to pack up nothing. You got to go right here, right now.
Right. But listen, I've got to get off here now. They're calling.
That's
God bless you. I
God
love
bless
you. And I will
Give
talk to
Heidi
you
my
again.
love.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you so very much.
Okay.
We greatly appreciate you, Dr. Lawrence.
All right.
Enjoy your day. It has been a whirlwind experiencing helping those who are in need. And that's what Dr. King and Dr. Jesse Jackson reminds us. It's not them and us, it's us. We are all in this together because you never know what's in store for you. So just take a look at this quick video where we were delivering, and I noticed that they had a Coleman tent. That's a good tent. At least you can sit up straight and you don't have to be bent over. And I don't have to film you, but I got to film him giving the food away. Yeah.
So three of y'all.
Yeah, this is it.
That's two. Right on job. Three.
Nice tent, nice cold.
Let me get you some water.
We got water and chocolate milk and some snacks too. And there's more people coming every single day. And every time we go down there, we see new people. That water has
Chicago, we appreciate you. We appreciate you.
down here at Underground Weapon Drive. And as you can see, there's a lot of people down there, and we are most grateful for those of you who do see and understand our mission and realize that the work we do is ordained, just like the work of Reverend Dr. Jesse Jackson. So let me pull up my blog, which is zeldaspeaks.wordpress.com. There's lots of information on here. I try to get you as much information that you're not going to see in public media because they're not going to never tell you the truth. So I make it my job. Go to my blog, zeldaspeaks.wordpress.com. When I saw this, Lord have mercy, what you wearing on your head? My sisters, y'all need to see this because you need to know why you're getting headaches and backaches and breaking out and all that good stuff. Blacks and Russians, you got to see that. This is today's show. Scroll on down. That's for the services for Operation Push. That was from Saturday. This is just community events that happening. We are remembering Reverend Jesse Jackson, the Black Book Fair. Tons of information there. You have got to go and see this, especially Cater Bowl 2026. Crystal Dyer, who's taking our children to the motherland. So I just had to show you that. And for those of you who use Chat GPT, including myself, I just heard from Joy Reid, the journalist who was fired. I think it was from CNN, I believe it was. And she says, when you leave the country, you might want to take a burner with you because they are tracking your every move. And when you come back from out of the country, the authorities may very well take your cell phone and do some things with it. So I got all this information down here with you. So just please, please, please. I love this. Never stop being a good person because of bad people, because there's a lot of bad people in the world. And sometimes you just have to be okay with that, because from time to time, you will encounter some of those people, and not all of those people are friendly people. And you just have to stay prayed up. That's why you have to do what you have to do. We'd love to see what your comments are this morning. On Air Daily News, which is where you can get all of the information on the Female Solution, which we're on 7 days a week. And I'm going to pull that up for you in just a minute. But right about now, I want to share this with you because it says you referred to the incident in January 1984 when Reverend Jesse Jackson successfully negotiated the release of U.S. Navy Lieutenant Robert Goodman, who had been held captive in Syria for 30 days. Now, who puts their life on the line to go and save someone else? Who does that? Reverend Jesse Jackson did that. And so many other things that we know absolutely nothing about. The Reverend Dr. Jesse Louis Jackson did that. So if you are interested, you can always go to the website, which is thefemalesolution.com. And I'm going to pull that up for you so you can see it, because we are on not once, but twice a day. How about that? At 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. And right about now is what I want to show you, and it is acting a little cuckoo. I don't know why. There's no sun up in the sky. Stormy weather. Okay, we're going to try this one more time, y'all. You know, anything that can happen does happen. Oop, there it is. There go my girl Sanaya. And that is, well, if you go through it, we'll go through the weeks. Can I go back here? Yeah. So let's start with Monday morning mindfulness. There's Zelda Speaks, 7 to 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. And then we go tonight, Heather Bird, baby. It's the first and third Monday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Unaya E, second and fourth Mondays. Mercy Seat with Unaya. And our sister from another Mr. Asada, Tuesdays, 7 p.m. Yolanda, 7 p.m. I'm sorry, Asada is 7 a.m. And Naima Latif, executive producer, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. And Wendy's back. Yay, Wendy Williams, first and third Wednesday. Moo Shimsu, which is Rita Stewart. She's on Thursdays mornings. And Bridget's on at 7 p.m. on Thursdays. Nonprofits Empowering the World with Bridget. And my girl, Cinnabella, Friday mornings from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Coffee break with Cinnabella. And welcome our latest, Chinta Strasberg, Zana Martin. From London, England, she's with us here. And Kasira, she's a bad mama jamma. Second and fifth Saturday at 12 noon. And Deborah Smith, move around with Deborah every third Saturday from 12 until 1 p.m. And then on Saturday, coming up this Saturday, it's the Global Virtual Teen Tweens and Tots contest. And congratulations to Cicely McLennan from Seas to System and Michelle Rena, our new sisters, second and fourth Sunday, 12 noon to 1 p.m., Education Nation, and back to Monday morning mindfulness. And that is our lineup for the week. I want to thank you for all the work that you do and reminding you that which you are doing can make a difference in the community, and not just the things you say, the things you repeat, but the things that you do from the heart. Because Dr. Wayne Dyer, before he joined the Ancestors, made a comment about the power of intention. Excuse me. Sometimes, oh, didn't mean to pull that up. How'd that happen? Get out of there. Okay, it's a little bit cuckoo. Okay, girl, get you out of there with the quickness. Uh, Sometimes you have the power within you to do, oh, get rid of that, to do that which serves the community. The power of intention, even if you really didn't make it, if you couldn't do what it was that you wanted to do, the fact that you had the intention of doing it, the fact that you were in the mindset to have a giving heart. Not everyone has a giving heart. They have it, they just haven't developed it. It hasn't moved forward in a way that teaches them not to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Self centered, but open hearted, helping others. And helping others is what we do here. And we'd love to hear what you have to say this morning. And Women of the Word, Chicago says, such a beautiful and powerful lineup. Love the work we are all doing. Thank you so very much for that, Women of the Word, Chicago. We would love to know your website so that we can share that too, because Women of the Word know the word Chicago and know that the word has wings. So whatever we put out there, that's exactly what we're going to get back. So Dr. King, who paved the way for the Reverend Dr. Jesse Lewis Jackson, they had a mission, they had a purpose, and they wanted to show us that we could do things as a community. See, we can't do this alone. You didn't see Dr. King walking down by himself. You didn't see Jesse walking by himself. You didn't see Abernathy. You didn't see any of them. They were joined together. And this craziness that's going on in the world right now is actually a blessing in disguise. I know, Zil, you done lost your man. Girl, you done lost your man. What's wrong with you? There are no mistakes in the universe. Everything that happens for a reason, whether we can see it or not. That's not because I sometimes get a little disturbed when I see things that other people don't see. And it dawned on me one day, baby, not everybody has your vision. As thick as your glasses is, not everybody has your vision. So you can't get upset or angry with other people because they don't see what you see. And that's a very hard lesson to learn, especially when it's family. You think because you're in the same family that they will see the same thing that you see. No, they don't always see it. But you can guide them, you can show them by your actions. So the question is, what are your actions today? What will you do that will help you help others? That's what I want to know. And we'd love to hear what you have to say. And by the way, I've got another page to show you here for the Higher Learning TV show. And if you go pull it up, this is what you will see. They are always trying to sell you something. Lord have mercy. Excuse me. I am not looking to purchase anything. I don't need nothing else ever in life. All I need to do is breathe, wake up, and go play, and go help me do what I need to do. This is our TikTok page and Higher Learning TV show. You'll see a lots of information about what's going on in the community. So check it out when you get a chance. All my skate buddies, my big whisk buddies, and all that good stuff. And you'll just enjoy what you see. So yeah, I do take time to go and enjoy, and I hope that you will take the time to enjoy your day and be grateful that you have the opportunity to wake up, to go to the washroom, to get you a cup of tea or a cup of water or whatever it is that you need to wash your hands, to wash your face, to wash your body. These people don't have that. So I ask that you take the time during the course of the day and share what it is that you have. Any kind of way that you can be of service to others, that possibility is available for you. And all you have to do is click the QR code and make a difference. And before we go, I just want to share one more with you. And I think that you will enjoy it. We love you on Windy City Live. Yes, we do. Tell us, how did all this happen? How did this come about?
Well, I play me. I play Val Warner in Chirac, which is really cool. So when people see this movie, they are literally seeing Val, and I am a reporter in the movie.
We talk about the violence, but what can we do personally?
I think we got to be engaged, and I think engaged in a number of things. In our block, in our home, in our neighborhood, we got to be engaged. We got to fight the issues. We got to fight a government that is abandoned, whole communities on the south and the west side. We got to fight a governor who's cut out every youth employment program, who's cut out violence prevention programs, who's abandoned our communities and the poor and the vulnerable. And I think we got to reach out to our brothers on the street and love them and respect them and help them, not just demonize them.
I'll just say like this. First of all, give you the history of coming to Chicago and telling my jokes as a young cat. I'm 37 now. I started about almost 15 years ago. Elroy taking me under his wing, letting me do some jokes here and there for the radio stations and all that kind of stuff.
I learned that no matter what you do and how much of a genuine heart you have, and if you're coming from a good place, people are going to criticize if they don't agree with what you're doing.
Yo, what's up? It's your man Tony Schofield from 106.3 Chicago's R&B, and you are watching Men on Higher Learning. Now, I used to hang around with some men that was into some higher learning. It just wasn't that kind of higher learning, but I got myself together now, okay?
What is it that you do in your quiet time, in your meditation time, that allows you to bring us the films that you do?
I sit courtside in Madison Square Garden, world's most famous arena.
And you're watching CTV on the Higher Learning Network. Put your hand right.
My day, and thank you for those your comments. Oh, we have some more comments. Okay, my plan, women of the word. Chicago says, my plan is to do as the word says, Matthew 5:15. Let your light so shine before men that they see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Amen. Hallelujah. Way. And move around with Deborah says, thank you. And I say, thank us, universal spirits, because it's because of the ancestors where Reverend Dr. Jesse Lewis Jackson is now with. We thank you. We thank you, Reverend Jackson, for all of your work, for making it possible for all of us. And I thank you for being here with us today. Be sure and share this video with somebody, because somebody somewhere needs to hear it. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, and stay tuned tomorrow morning, Gathering of the Griots with Asada. You don't want to miss it, from 7 to 8 a.m. and tonight at 7 p.m. And don't forget about my girl, Effie Roth, on Urban Praise Radio. Check her out there at noon. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, stay tuned. And I'll see you next time. God willing, and the creek don't rise. Hallelujah.
We've come to the end of our show today. If you missed any broadcasts, go to our website for the audio and video archives at www.thefemalesolution.com. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to thank all of you who participated in today's discussions. And to our global family joining us from all around the world, we say thank you. To our family in China, xie xie. India, zhanyavad. Japan, arigato. Korea, kamsamnida. Russia, spasiba. Germany, danke. Poland, dziękuję. France, merci. Spain, gracias. Italy, grazie. Egypt, shukran. Ghana, madasi. Nigeria, eshe. South Africa, ngiyabonga. Senegal, jaref. Kenya, asante. Israel, toda. Pakistan, shukriya. Afghanistan, tashakur. Saudi Arabia and Palestine, shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thank you, and may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.
What a beautiful morning, oh what a beautiful day. I got a wonderful feeling, there's a handsome man coming my way. Oh, there is a handsome man coming my way. Hi there, what's your name?
Hi.
What's your name?
My name is Tony. And what I want you to do for me is, if you have Xfinity TV, tune in to the Higher Learning Network, Tuesdays at 6 p.m., Wednesdays at 1 p.m., Xfinity TV channel 19. Peace out.